fix this. Okay. Like I said yesterday, I will do well, I'm just gonna call it what everybody's been calling it for years now. The arrowverse. There is a lot of crap going on with the timeline. I'll just go in the order I suspect it goes in. Yeah, this is basically the arrowverse, all the timelines. Even counting Crisis. No, never mind. Scratch Crisis in there, because Black Lightning and Supergirl have no effects, but possibly they did. I don't know. I'm mostly confused as you. Timeline 1. Future Barry, who becomes the Flash in 2020 and dies in 2024. I cannot say that. I don't know why. And years later, Eobard Thawne is born in Timeline 1. After becoming the big fan of the Flash, then Dawn gained the Speed Force and created a new timeline, where he went back in time and fought the Flash. Timeline 2. Since we all remember when in Season 1 of The Flash, where Dawn was about to kill Oliver, he said in the history books where he's from, said he died at the age of 86 or 85 years old. And if you remember Crisis on Earth X, Dawn said, "Your cousin is fast, but you still can't catch me." So that technically proves either Dawn existed in a timeline where Kara and Kal-El crashed on Earth 1, but since he made the timeline different, I guess that certain event never happened. Now for Timeline 3. Timeline we already know. See, let me think. Alright. Timeline 3 happens when Dawn killed Barry's mom, making the Flash not exist. Technically, he had to make the Flash so he could go home. Yeah. And then, well, those events still happen. Oliver becomes the Green Arrow, being trapped on the island. Supposedly, think the Legends of Tomorrow happened in the Prime timeline. But, And then, we have Timeline 4, where Barry saved his mom. If you remember my last video about the creators, the makers of the Speed Force and Negative Speed Force, in Timeline 4, Wally and the Rival existed way before Barry becomes the Flash and Eobard Thawne, since technically Eddie is dead in this timeline. And then this is the most oddest thing. And now for Timeline 5. In my defense, we really should have Flashpoint last for a season. because I watched the animated movie of Flashpoint, and that was great. But nah, we only get one episode, so Savitar can make metahumans. Doom. Timeline 5, where Barry tried to change back the timeline by letting Dawn kill his mom. And that Dawn basically ran away and became the Legends of Tomorrow's Problem, along with Malcolm Marlin and Damien Dark. And now, since Barry messed with time, the Dominators come back, because metahumans are apparently so dangerous to aliens who could apparently survive being time rippled. I guess. And yeah, we already know. But we get a timeline 6. If you guys remember about Savitar and the many other characters who talked about Defoe, like Garfield Defoe, or was it Patrick? I'm just gonna go on Defoe. Apparently Defoe is the enemy of where Savitar came from, and now he's the enemy in both timelines. Timeline 5 and Timeline 6. But Timeline 6 has Iris alive, since that changed the whole entire events in the future. And now to... Okay, what are points of time changed? Let me think. Oh yeah, Timeline 7, where Nora Allen intervened. You know, with the whole entire cicada thing going on in the future and in the past. But apparently made earlier. And because of Nora, she kind of erased herself in the timeline, too. I don't... Wait, would anyone count Season 6, you know, the beginning of Season 6, as an alternate timeline? Because... I will just... Well, we don't know that version of Nora is gone. So, I guess Timeline 8? Where technically Nora doesn't exist, so she can mess with them? No, thanks to this B-Force, this whole entire thing is less confusing. Because every show will be an instant repeat, like Oliver, Flash, possibly the Legends. Oh boy, this is gonna be rough. And know what, I'm just gonna count the Crisis one, even this wasn't the cost of Barry. Alright, the reason Timeline 8 existed, because the certain event came early. 2019, Crisis on Infinite Earths. They were not doing well when they made that crossover. They had a chance to show Smallville's Superman again. And the actor who played Batman for many years in animated cartoon shows. But nah. We're gonna make Smallville Superman have no more powers. And the guy who plays animated Batman for so long gets electrocuted to death. That was poor writing. You know, I never watched the Birds of Prey show. I would love to see how they would do. Now, timeline 9, where Oliver reset the multiverse. Everything is still the same, but with Supergirl and Black Lightning in it. So, yeah. Whew. Yeah, I think we're at the total of 9 different timelines in the arrowverse. If you're wondering why I count the one where Dawn intervened with Future Barry before he disappeared in Crisis, in my husband's, I think it matters. Because, yeah, Reverse Flash never existed in the first timeline until he went back in time and fought Barry to make Timeline 2. Where the Reverse Flash is the Flash's greatest enemy. Oh boy, this is gonna be rough if Barry ever messed with the timeline. If you're asking why I'm not doing also DC Legends of Tomorrow, they usually fix things. Ugh. I lay down because all this talking about the different timelines are a pain in my head. Ugh, bye. Boy, I really need to get bum Sean do his stories. You could bite me. The camera fell. Son of a...